This is Dwayne from RealFixes, realfast.com. I'm going to bring you something a little bit special this time. I get requests all the time about different problems, and I can't answer them all, but I will try to answer some when I have the vehicle in that's actually your problem. I've got one now in today that's from Ham's Ammo at 95. He's got an 01 Ford Escape, check engine lights on, and he thinks it's a vacuum problem. These are very common to have vacuum problems, so I'm going to address this issue specifically on this. If yours is related to this, you might check these things. It might just help you out. Again, this is a Ford 01 Ford Escape. To identify this problem, it's actually best we're going to take this cover off. There's just 3 bolts and this cover will come off. Now, he told me in his email that he had a check engine light. Didn't tell me what the code is, but by his description he says he located these 3 hoses back here, 2 smaller ones and 1 large one, and he says that when he starts the engine, this large one actually sucks flat. It's very common. Now, most of the time from the factory they're not going to have these hose clamps on here. Now, this is a very common problem on these. This hose actually goes down here. It's like a 90-degree, wraps around, comes down here and attaches to the bottom of the intake right there. Now, this hose can actually suck flat right there or up here, either place. So if this one is not sucking flat, this one is, then you would have to replace this one. Now, he didn't tell me what code he has, but I would imagine he has a P0171 and a P0174, indicating that the engine is lean on both banks of the engine. Now, why would this be? If this is sucking air from the intake, that means air is going in there in the middle of the intake that the computer doesn't know about. The computer only knows about the air coming from the mass airflow sensor as it goes through here. It knows about that air, it can calculate on that. But if it is getting air sucking in there or down below, it doesn't know about that, and it's going to set a lean code on both sides. So if you have a P0171, P0174, this is something to check. Now, the repair for this is pretty simple. You can get from Ford the actual hose is supposed to fit here, or this person's actually got this hose here. It actually fits, but he's put hose clamps on it to make it tight, just to keep it in there tight. Now, why does that suck flat? Because it's got hot exhaust gases that run through it, soften the rubber, and then the vacuum that's going through there will actually make it close. So it should not be. Check it with it's open with the engine running and make sure that it is staying round.